Postpartum depression was the mirror that showed me you think you have buried the trauma, but can you see it's trickling in every part of your life? I can't exactly run away from myself. I am literally feeling like the end of a rabbit hole. Like outwardly, everything is great. I'm a doctor, I've got the job, I've got this, I've got that, but I am disconnected with myself, who I am, what I want. The whole journey of last 4 years had been actually turning around, mustering the courage to look around to face that baggage that I had been carrying.
Dr. Ruchi, you're a conscious healer, a medical expert, and a radiant guide for women seeking deep emotional freedom.
The qualification is not going to make me feel worthy. What I do outside needed to be a reflection of what was happening inside rather than the other way around.
And for someone who is listening right now, who feels broken or powerless, what is just one simple thing that they can do today to reconnect with their inner power?
Just bring your camera out, look at yourself in the eye, and keep doing that. When I started off, this was the very first thing. First day, I was crying.
Yes.
Like literally, I was falling apart in front of the mirror because I'm like, Ruchi, why are you lying to yourself? You don't love yourself.
Hey everyone, it's Sophia from Sacred You. Thank you so much for being here. A quick message before we dive into today's conversation. You may have been watching the podcast videos, but have not had a chance to hit that subscribe button. So if you have ever gained value from our videos, from our conversations, it would mean so much to us if you would hit that subscribe button below right now, or even just give us a like. And what that means is not only does it allow us to grow our subscriber base, but it allows us to bring in more important guests for you to listen to. And you will be one of the first ones to be notified. So please hit that subscribe button and let's get started on today's conversation. Welcome to the Pathways to Wellbeing podcast. My name's Sophia from Sacred You, but with me today we have the wonderful and the beautiful Dr. Ruchi Mitchell Sharma. Dr. Ruchi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm really excited to get to know you. We're having a conversation that I was really looking forward to because it's something that's close to my heart, and that is breaking free. Going on a journey of healing, especially all our inner child wounds, and really experiencing freedom.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. So you are, Dr. Ruchi, you're a conscious healer, a medical expert, and a radiant guide for women seeking deep emotional freedom. Tell us what led you to combine your medical knowledge with becoming a healer, a soulful, heart-centered healer.
Okay, I'll start with a backstory, how it all started. I've been a practicing medical doctor in the National Health Services UK for 10 plus years now. My life looked great. Everything was fine. People are like, oh, wow, lovely. You're married to your soulmate, and my son arrived 4 years back. Just about 4 years back, this was peak COVID, and I landed up into postpartum depression. And then this is peak COVID. So if you remember, you couldn't travel, everything was shut. So it was me and my son for about 6 months. My husband had maybe about 2 weeks of paternity leave. And then the thing is, now I can't exactly run away from myself. I am literally feeling like the end of a rabbit hole, as if there's no light. I'm lost. I can't see the light. I can't feel the light. Like outwardly, everything is great. Wow, I've got this, I'm a doctor, I've got the job, I've got this, I've got that, but I am disconnected with myself, who I am, what I want. Now, I always wanted to be a conscious parent. And I'm like, I can't be that if I am not being able to be emotionally and physically present with myself, leave apart my child. It took a little while to realize, but I was facing postpartum depression. If I were to give you a visual, I am sitting literally at rock bottom with a backpack. This backpack I've been carrying for 30 plus years of my life, and I've gotten used to carrying it. Now, you might ask me what's in there. It contained guilt, it contained shame. I had been carrying it since I was 5 years old, and I'm like, this is life, and I have buried my trauma deep inside. It cannot affect me. Postpartum depression was the mirror that showed me you think you have buried the trauma, but can you see it's trickling in every part of your life? I was struggling with low self esteem, low self confidence, no self worth. I could hide it in my doctor's coat because you get good at what you do. But then I couldn't run away from myself anymore. So the whole journey of last 4 years had been actually turning around, mustering the courage to look around to face that baggage that I had been carrying. This baggage was I was sexually abused when I was 5 years old. And at that point, you don't have the ways and means, the coping mechanisms to deal with it, know what to do with it. And I just buried it. That's it. It's deep in there and it can't affect me, it can't bother me. Now it is time. These walls that I've created around my heart, they need to come down because I want to be present to my child. I found rapid transformational therapy, which was transformational for me, which brought me out of this dead end, the darkness I was in. Was it overnight? No, it wasn't. It took one step at a time. Anybody who is feeling complete overwhelm right now, anybody who is feeling, oh my God, what do I do? I mean, I'm just completely lost. I would say just trust in your journey. You chose to be here. So no matter what pitfall comes, no matter what challenge comes, just believe that sun is going to rise and you take the next smallest step. You don't have to map out a journey of 1,000 steps, 100 steps, the next small step. And literally just that, the next small step. And doing that is how you find your way back to yourself. So here I am. I talked about, okay, I literally feel like a more healed version of myself because about a couple of years back, if I was talking about what I just talked, I'll be breaking apart. Nobody could know about this because I have hidden parts of me. If somebody saw me, I'll either be judged, I'll be rejected. So I had to judge and reject those parts of me. So, me reclaiming the parts of myself, me giving my inner child the love, the healing, being seen, being heard, not shushing them was the journey. And I was this person doing this to do list, ticking things up. That is going to make me feel worthy. Another qualification is going to make me feel worthy. What I do outside needed to be a reflection of what was happening inside rather than the other way around. I was this, when I achieve this, when I become that, then I'll be happy, then I'll be successful. And the biggest realization that never happens. That can't be because the journey is inside out, not the other way around. So I found RTT, I found Marissa Peer, and just the transformational healing power of it led me to train in it. And even now, when I have a connection call with somebody I'm talking to, a prospective client, I love to share all the testimonials, but I always tell them, see, I'm a living testimonial. I can vouch for it. And further into it, I went into heart healing as well. I say I can vouch for it because the whole reason I chose to train in it was because I could see the results, the transformation, the journey, the unfolding in me. Now, when it comes to a healer, now I can say all of us are born with gifts, which would be completely individual to each person. Healing was a gift which I didn't even know existed, and the disconnection that I had created with myself made me feel lost. So, in the unfolding of finding myself, I found the healing gift. So, well, there are a whole lot of steps in it, but I would say aligning with yourself, finding who you are, finding your uniqueness is the starting of the journey. So for me, the first step was stop comparing my life to anybody else because our journeys are as unique as our fingerprints. So they cannot be compared to somebody else. And if I were to give you a visual, it's if you were to think of the sun or the light or the divine consciousness or the higher self, whatever it is that you look up to, think of like innumerable rays coming out of it. And me, you, each one of us is that. Would that one ray ever compare itself to the other and saying, oh my God, my shine is lesser than you. My journey is not good enough like you? Because it sounds funny, right? But I did it day in and day out, dimming my shine, wanting to fit myself into a box, to fit in, be liked, feel worthy of, my source of validation coming from outside. So finding that no matter how much validation comes from outside, if I don't love myself, if I don't feel worthy, it's immaterial. I will never have the fulfillment of the unfolding of who I am and my potential that I'm here to unfold. And when I say I genuinely, truly believe, literally in my cells, in my being, that each one of us has an unfolding happening. Now, do you work with it or do you stand in the way of it? Are the choices we make. They, the biggest struggle was facing what had happened rather than running away from it. And ra- yes, I have lived in the victim mentality. Moving away from that, yes, what happened, I can't change it, right? But do I let it dictate the rest of my life? Do I let the shadow creep into all parts of my life, or do I face it? So I would love to share like a big moment for me. So this was as simple as I had gone into, okay, I need to understand myself better. I need to heal myself better. And I'm meditating every single day and realizing that actually you have got much more time in the day when you are a parent. I'm thinking, what exactly was I doing with my time before? I can do all these things as a mom to a young child. I wish I had used my time better before. Anyways, coming back to it. So I'm listening to this podcast, I'm chopping some vegetables, and this is Lewis House who is being interviewed by Mel Robbins. Okay. So this is me, the podcast is on, I'm doing something else. He shares something. He shares about his childhood. He shares about how he was molested by, I think this was the son of his caretaker or something like that. I don't know if it was him. I don't know how he said it. But in that moment, I just dropped everything and I am just sitting, looking, staring at the iPad. In that moment, something shifted because I felt seen, I felt heard, and I'm like, I want to be this person that he was for me in this moment to every other human being I can reach out to who has had a similar trauma and they have been hiding it. They have been weighing themselves down with the guilt and shame of it. As grace alignment would have it, now I can't explain how or why, within 4 weeks, the opportunity of me being a part of the anthology, writing my journey, my story in Voices of Impact materialized. As I say, the alignment is inside out. Now, because I was ready, it unfolded. with the Voices of Impact, I still remember. Now, what happened, my parents, I never told them about it. I had a few sleepless nights when even the anthology was going to come out. I was like, how are they going to feel about it? So I had to make a choice. They feeling hurt, is that more important? Or people, every single human reading it, feeling, I feel seen, I feel heard. What is more important? So I made that choice. It's about 6 months back, or no, a few more months, more than that, maybe. My mom read the chapter. She's like, I need to talk to you. That wasn't the easiest of conversations, but it was a healing one. We literally talked through the night. So, yeah, this is in summary how the journey began. And yeah, I've got lots more to share. But yeah, this is how it began.
Thank you. Can I
Thank you
just,
for holding space for me. Thank you.
can I just take a moment just to really honor you? First of all,
Thank you.
for being vulnerable, for sharing your story, because you are an inspiration. You really are an inspiration, and there's so many women out there, myself included, who can hear you, can
Mm.
be with you on your journey, and really feel when you said that you were disconnected, especially during COVID and stuff, because you really didn't have anything to do. Plus, on top of that, a very young baby, and you used to hide behind your doctor's coat. Totally hear you and totally connect with you on that. So just thank you. Why do you think it is? Why do you think so many women struggle with low self-worth, especially when they've had trauma in the past, whether they remember it or not? But why do you think this struggle goes so unnoticed or unaddressed for so long? How can we change that?
When I started working with women, this is what I was saying. So, in general, the clients that gravitated towards me were low self confidence, low self worth, low self esteem. Mostly, I would say 9 out of 10 times. I think the revelation about the, there's so much more going on here. These are just the surface symptoms. Every third session I'm doing, as we go into deep hypnosis, a trauma will emerge. More often than not, it's childhood trauma, sexual trauma. And I'm thinking there is a definite correlation there. This that is how I niched into what I do. I work with women who struggle with low self-confidence, low self-esteem, low self-worth due to the childhood trauma, due to the sexual abuse. So as we already talked about it, what happens is you had to shut down parts of you as a child to survive, to make it past, because you did not know any better. There were no better coping mechanisms. Now you have suppressed it. At that point, it was working okay for you. But now remember, we are here like the flower bud to unfold. That is what our journey is. Now, if you cut down parts of you at some point of life, for me, it was, I think I was 35. For somebody, it could be you are going to feel disconnected because you are going away from yourself, right? And yes, all the self-help books are very good. They could be a good starting point. But as I said, being self-aware, facing your fear, facing the trauma. So I'm on a treadmill. I'm running nonstop. Like I am being productive. I'm achieving. My self-worth bucket was like an endless pit hole. No matter what qualification I put in, no matter what I put in, it just wouldn't make me feel worthy. So I would say if you have a trauma in the past, stop, gather, muster the courage to face it in the eye. I promise you, the moment you face it in the eye, it starts to lose its power on you. You know what I talked about right now? This was the monster in my life. I would not even speak to myself, leave apart another human being. My book is coming out in May. I've written my journey, my learning, everything about it and so much more. I speak about it. And I have been asked, and I asked this question to myself as well. Am I sharing this from a victim place, or am I sharing it from somebody who's come out of it? See what emotion it evokes in you. If it rattles you, if it has the power to break you apart, it's okay. Hold space. And if you can't hold space for yourself, find somebody who will. The problem with any sort of childhood trauma, sexual trauma, is when I look back, and I have constant healing for myself, because if I can't do that, I can't hold space for another human being I'm working with. Hold space for yourself, be kind to yourself. And the simplest thing you can start with it is, if there was a negative emotion coming up for me, I'll be like, that's it. My inner dialogue was toxic. You look at the quality of your inner dialogue and you would know how your inner child is feeling, where you are. Why are you struggling with self-worth? Why are you struggling with self-confidence? You cannot shut parts of you and say, that's it. That is all down. I'm just going to show these shiny parts of me outside to the world and feel whole. You just can't do that. That's not possible. I would recommend anybody who is listening right now, all of us carry our phones all the time, right? I would say just take your phone and put your camera on so that you can see yourself in your eye. Look in your eye. And I'm going to look here in your eye right now and I'll say your name. So I'll say Ruchi. I love you truly, deeply, and unconditionally. I love and accept all parts of you. Okay. If you don't know where to begin, just start with that. Any part of the day, just bring your camera out, look at yourself in the eye, and keep doing that. When I started off, this was the very first thing. First day, I was crying.
Yes.
Like literally, I was falling apart in front of the mirror because I'm like, Ruchi, why are you lying to yourself? You don't love yourself. Then there were times I'm shivering. Then it took me 3 weeks to come to terms with it and just say it. I would say just persist with it. If you're like, okay, Ruchi, you're saying all these things, but I am down in the dumps. I have no clue where to start. Just do this. Just start with this as many times of the day as you can. Becoming your own loving parent. Stop asking for validation, because when we are struggling with low self-esteem, low self-worth, it's like we have fitted ourselves into a box. All the unique unicorn parts of you have hidden away because you have to fit into that box, right? Because only then will you get approval. You have chosen to be approved of, leaving your authenticity behind. So you choosing your authenticity over approval, that means understanding that you are imperfectly you and it is okay. You don't need to be polished and perfect and absolutely, you don't have to do all of that. You are lovable, you are amazing, you're worthy, you're enough just the way you are. Just the way you are. And as I said, if you know where to begin, just do that simple exercise. I used to say, I started it by looking at myself in the mirror first thing in the morning, and that's the most impactful for me. But I think one of the moms just said, how, I get it. How many things can you do first thing in the morning? And then I'm like, yeah, I get it. So if you forgot, if you can't, you're falling apart in life, in stress, your phone comes handy. Do it as and when multiple times a day.
Thank you for sharing. And I totally agree. The mirror, whether it is with looking at yourself in your phone or in the mirror in the mornings or any time during the day, is extremely, very powerful,
Yes.
very impactful.
Yes.
Until you can even get to a stage where you're going outside and you're walking past shops and you see your own reflection. and you can
Yes.
stop and really look into your eyes and say, I love you.
Oh, that's great.
Very powerful.
Love that.
So thank you for that as a reminder. It's incredible. So these little things that help so much. Why do you think we're living in such a world now with the technology, and we all recognize generally that about inner child and trauma and how it can affect us as adults if we've had something happen to us as a child. And it could be very traumatic, like sexual abuse, or it could even be very little, like a dog comes up and barks at you, and you take that in as a traumatic experience. Why do you think there's still a misconception around that childhood trauma is just something to get over with time? Why is that still happening?
Problem is we have come to live and adapt in a society where everything needs to be quick. Quick success, quick productivity. If you are giving time to yourself, healing, it's like, oh my God, I don't have time for this. I'm like, that's the root of everything. You can keep building up the more you're like, okay, I'm building this beautiful building. Great. If the foundations are weak, can it really last? That's what I would say. So, inner child healing, facing the trauma, facing the discomfort is the foundation of it all. I would just say, for me, the toughest thing was if I'm feeling a negative emotion, if I'm going into a downward spiral, and as I said, my inner dialogue was toxic, and holding space for your emotion. So, right now, if I'm feeling whatever, anger or discomfort or whatever I'm feeling, first I would say, Ruchi, stop crying. That's my inner dialogue. Ruchi, stop crying. Now I'm like, it's okay. I am not telling, just hold space, because think of it this way, the emotion that is coming is a messenger, it is coming to tell you something. That's it. So I would do two things. Either I will literally drown in the emotion and lose myself, or I'll shut the door to the emotion. You don't exist. I'm going to be productive. Go away. Let's find a middle ground. Just hold space. Now, I'm not saying this is very easy, okay? You have just sit with the discomfort. Don't fight the emotion. Just hold space. I think this is the most beautiful gift starting off you can give your inner child. I'm here for you. I'm listening to you. I'm feeling. And when you start sitting with yourself, with the discomfort, everything that is holding you back will start surfacing, because your system, this miraculous vehicle that you have taken for your journey, is working for you, not against you. So, for me, a whole lot of things, professionally, personally, when I sit down with the discomfort, what came up was fear of rejection. Fear of rejection. And then I'm like, what's happening? I never thought like fear of rejection was so big for me. So I see, this is what we don't have time for. We live in a world of instant gratification. If I had 5 minutes right now, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit with yourself, or are you going to pick up your phone and start scrolling? This is the problem. Like, there is an inner life and there's an outer life. We have become so lost and consumed with the outer life that if you're not filling your own cup, you won't have anything to give to anyone. So most of us, including me, was like, my cup is empty, but I'm going to keep giving. From where? And now I'm feeling bereft. I'm feeling like I need to sacrifice my time, sacrifice who I am to be somebody what the world needs me to be. When you choose, and again, what I'm saying, healing is a journey. And at every step, it's not like a straight path. Sometimes it can go around in spirals. And this used to frustrate me to the core. I have dealt with it. Why is this thing coming up again? But remember, even when you are spiraling, you're coming to the same spot with a deeper perspective, with a deeper learning. So it's not like you're going around in circles going nowhere, right? You're just coming with a deeper perspective. So I would say one simple thing: have patience, love, and kindness for yourself. This is my biggest concern. We teach, like, I'm a mom to a 4-year-old, and I was told, like, be kind to everyone, talk kindly to other people. Why did nobody teach me to talk kindly to myself?
Okay. Isn't that
Nobody taught me that. Like, I think if you just could do that to a child, to a person, talking kindly to yourself. Second big thing was failure. For me, failure was death. That's it. I need to succeed at all costs. Failing is first attempt at learning. We are here to grow, learn, progress. If I don't give myself the permission to fail, to make a mistake, how are we going to learn? You just cannot. You are robbing yourself of the opportunity of growing, isn't it? So, giving yourself the permission to be your awkward self, to fail, to make mistakes, and be imperfectly you. First, learning to love yourself. As I said, we talked about the self love simple exercise. If you're really struggling, and second thing that has really helped me is I was very worried. What are other people thinking about me? They're thinking nothing, because everybody is working in the movie called My Life, and they are the star of their life. They are not as concerned about what you said, what you did. Even if you made a big mistake, they'll be like, yeah, okay, fine. They're not going to overthink it like you do. So, yeah, you are the star of your life. They are the star of their life. Nobody's thinking about you. Nobody's worried about you. The one thing that really matters is your own love for yourself, your own opinion about yourself. L- That helps feed the self-worth. And I call it becoming your loving parent. Just becoming your loving parent. If I were to ask you, who is that one person who knows exactly what you need to hear when you're upset, when things are falling apart for you? You would say, yeah, my best friend, my partner, my mom, my dad, all of those things. Okay, great. But that one person who knows exactly on point is you. When you start filling your own bucket, I have seen transformation in all my personal relationships. Because when you don't come from a place of need, oh, validate me, oh, like me, that ripples into every relationship. And heart healing is all about bringing those, so all these walls that you have brought up for protection, right? So trauma happened, you realize the world is a dangerous place. I can't let myself be hurt anymore. And now there are these walls around my heart. Are these walls your protection or are they your prison? So I was living in a prison. I was living in a prison that I had created for myself. And what happens is when you choose the journey of growth, you start hitting against the walls. You're like, what is this? What is happening? Then you realize, oh my God, I've created a cage for myself. And I need to head out of this cage. Otherwise, I'm not going anywhere. Okay, everybody listening, you have just let's be with it. Let's dive deep. You have 1 week left, 1 week. And then that is the end of this lifetime. 1 week. Okay. After the podcast, or maybe right now, if you have a pen or paper, if you're not driving, of course, I want you, what would you regret not doing? We get so lost in the doing and responsibilities and life, and I need to get this done and that done. What would you regret not doing? I would say maybe write 5 bullet points and then keep referring back to it. It will keep you on track. When I'm like, oh, I need to do this and my book and my podcast and I want to speak and I want to write. Great, go ahead with everything you want to do. Every couple of months, I keep coming back. Is it aligned? If I am on my deathbed, when I'm looking back at my life, would I have lived a fulfilled life? No person is gonna ever think, you're not gonna be on your last day thinking, oh, thank God I did not take up that opportunity. Otherwise, Aunt Mary would have thought this about me, or the neighbor would have thought that, or my parents wouldn't have approved, or blah, 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 blah. Are you gonna think that? I'm just saying, take off the fluff. We think we have forever, we don't. I'm going to be turning 40 in just a few weeks. And for everybody else who is 20, 30, 40, 50, 90, how much time have you got? Maybe another 50 years? But it's not endless. It's not endless unless you choose to live consciously, to be intentional about your time, about a big vision, about, and this big vision has nothing to do with what somebody else expects of you. This big vision is the unfolding of who you are. I highly recommend that exercise. It was an eye opener for me. So it came across if I had 30 days left and I wrote. And then I was literally hand in my head. I was like, oh my God, most of my life is not aligned to what I want. Now, when I say that, see, it's not like I didn't like being a doctor. Yes, I still work as a medical doctor, but I was a burnt out doctor. I was a new mom, a burnt out doctor. Is this all that I'm going to do for the rest of my life? That was a big question. And the answer was no. And that's how I found balance in my life. So Mondays and Tuesdays, I still work as a medical doctor. I love meeting my patients and I love calling those beautiful human beings my patients, serving them. But then rest of the week, I have time. I have structured my day in a way that from 8 o'clock to say about 2 o'clock, I can work with my clients. I can work on my own healing, on my own business. And 2 o'clock onwards, it's my time with my 4 year old. Why is this important? Your childhood is, as we talked, the foundation of it. I remember like when he was really young, still every single day, I tell him, like, I love who you are, not what you do. Because somehow, as parents, I got in, maybe that wasn't my parents' intention, but I got instilled with the belief like, my value comes from what I do. And this is where self-worth issues come from. Because it's, if my value is outside of me, what I achieve, what happens when I fail? My worth crashes down. So understanding that your worth is innate, it is not dependent on anything around you, what you achieve, what you don't achieve, anybody's opinion about you. It's not. It's just not.
Totally agree with you. And thank you, because you are speaking my language, and totally we spend so much time running around feeling that it's what I do where I get my self-worth, especially from others, and trying to
Yeah.
give someone
Fit
else.
the mold.
So thank you for sharing that. We need to have more conversations, Dr. Ruchi. We really, really do, especially when your book comes out. And I'd love to go into everything that you offer as well. But before we do that, you mentioned that you were carrying around, way back when you felt you were carrying around a backpack of guilt and shame, which again
Yeah.
happens to so many people, especially women. Why? Why are these emotions so powerful, and what keeps women trapped in them?
These emotions are so powerful because we keep running away from them. Nobody taught us how to face them. Nobody taught us, like, literally, when I started with writing on social media or just going live, or when I started speaking about these things, for me, initially it was just me. It wasn't particularly for somebody else because they started losing the power over me. All these years, when I wanted to hide them, that's when they had power over me. But then when you're ready to face them, it's as simple as that. Whatever, it might not be sexual abuse, it might be emotional neglect, it could be, as you said, some adult just barking on you and you thinking that, oh, I'm not good enough. Maybe that's why this person is doing it. Whatever it is, whatever you feel shameful about, you feel guilt about, facing it. Just stop running away from it. And facing it could look different for different people. If you don't even know where to start, I will highly recommend a very simple exercise which I call expressive writing. So you take a pen, you take a paper, don't over process, just write. Just write whatever is hidden behind. There might even be things that you were not ready to even speak to yourself. Just keep writing. If you're feeling disgusted, great, crumple it, throw it away. I That's absolutely fine. What I'm saying is we keep our houses clean, right? But we don't keep our systems clean. We carry so much emotional trash. So just imagine you are the diamond, this beautiful diamond that came here to radiate the shine. That's how we are all born. As you meet a small child, they'll be snorting, their nappies falling off. Do they ever say, I'm not good enough? Am I looking smart enough? Am I wearing enough makeup? We come here with self-worth and self-love. So this is all learned baggage. This is all learned baggage. And then that's why I work with the conscious and subconscious, with the inner power access coaching and heart healing and RTT, to work together, to bring it all together so that we work with the subconscious. That is where most of our automatic reactions come from. Literally 5% of our daily life is led by the conscious. And you are building your business. Everything is going great for you. And you self-sabotage. How do you explain that consciously? You can't, because that is not coming from your conscious. That is unfamiliar territory. Oh my God, am I even worthy of this success? You received this amazing client testimonial. I was like, oh my God, should I post it? Oh my God, what would people think? They'll think nothing. Somebody is saying amazing things about you. Why would you worry posting about it? So all I'm saying is, whenever you feel like I have felt stupid about things, I have self-sabotaged. And again, when I say on the healing journey, I'm on it. And basically, I might be on it for a very long time. Just keep taking the next step. There was a point of time, I was like, okay, there has to be a time when I'm all healed and this healing journey will stop. And then that would be the end of it. Don't rush. Be patient with it. Be patient with it. And when you align with who you were created to be, what your purpose is, what you chose here, why you chose to come here to be, I can't explain it in words. It's everything around you starts working for you. Because previously it felt like I'm swimming against the current. Now, even when obstacles come, it's working for me. Even if a challenge comes, have a vision, have a clear vision that's so big that even if an obstacle or challenge comes, you are focused on, you are motivated enough to get past that obstacle, get past that challenge, because that challenge is not your enemy. That obstacle is not your enemy. Triggers are your friends. This was big for me. Triggers used to make me so angry. I was like, oh my God, this thing is making me fall down. I was on my horse. That's it, I'm healing. Why did this trigger come? Triggers are your friends. Triggers are like, they are showing you the torchlight. Oh, you're doing great, but you know what? This thing you haven't dealt with. And till the time you deal with it, it will come as one trigger, another trigger. And I used to lose my cool on some other person. Oh, it's their fault. They are just showing me the mirror. You need to deal with it. If you don't, it will keep showing up. It will just keep showing up till the time you deal with it.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I love that. Triggers are your friends, which they actually are. You just don't
That
realize.
statement used to trigger me.
Yeah.
Triggers are.
It's so very true, because we don't know what we've still got to work on until we get triggered. So it's, if someone triggers you, actually thank them.
Yes.
You really
Yes.
thank them for shining a light on whatever it is that is still waiting there to come out and be expressed. Thank you. And again, I just want to honor you and thank you for coming on our podcast. Please do come back.
I would love to.
Let's go into your work. Now, you mentioned RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy. Love to know more about heart healing and your inner power coaching. So you've put this all together into your inner power access blueprint. So what is that and what inspired you to bring it all together?
Again, I think it was my own healing journey and how these things successively helped me that I brought it together. So, if I were to tell you, I would not go into the details of exactly what is RTT. I would more so tell you what it does. Right? RTT is all about moving from the conscious to the subconscious. Hypnosis is just helping you feel really relaxed. In day to day, we're like, I need to do this, I want to have that done. Now, just imagine, it's very difficult to have a deep healing there, right? You'll be. So, in deep hypnosis, is all about going from the conscious to the subconscious, feeling really deeply relaxed, and then we address the cause. As I said, self-worth issues, self-confidence, self-esteem, these are surface symptoms. They are generally not the cause. We get to the root of what is causing it. And then we get to, some people are worried, oh my God, what if something comes from my childhood that I'm not ready to face? See, I have helped a lot of women. The worst one I can share is, this was a lady, even her video wouldn't work. And we tried and we tried. Anyway, so this is almost like an audio session going on because her Zoom won't work. The screen video won't come on. She went into deep hypnosis. A scene came up where she's 5 years old. She's being sexually abused by her own father. Now, she had blocked it, right? I was able to help her get away from the scene, still be comfortable, heal it, feel it, get past it. When you heal it, you feel it, you get past it, that loses the charge on your life. So this was somebody, she is going certification after certification. She can't sleep through the night. She's got anxiety attacks, panic attacks. She's got a loving partner for 10 years, but he is constantly, you are so distant, you are so distant. Their relationship is falling apart. And she thought these were the problems. They weren't. The problem was, and even now, like she was a grown up, I think 25 something adult, she still wants to keep getting validation from her father. Facing this, she was a very shy individual. She's, oh, I would love to do a testimonial for you, but I'm too shy. I was like, okay, how would we come on a follow-up call? She's like, okay, fine. She said, this is not so long back. Her partner doesn't know anything about the session she had, anything. Her partner said, it feels as if your guard has dropped, like you are a different person. And he said that. And I'm like, okay, she can sleep through the night. She doesn't have constant anxiety through the night. She actually stopped self-sabotaging her, and all these certifications that she had attained, she put it into practice. She started her own business. She was ready to be visible for her business. She was hiding behind banners and logos, but I should never come up. So what I'm meaning to say with all of that is, we start thinking that what we are experiencing is a problem. That is just an outward reflection. The problem is much deeper. So what RTT does is it helps you dive deep into the issue. There are different tools and modalities that we can use. We go deep, and at the end of the session, I create a transformational audio for you. This is a learning just growth of how we go through the session. Now, this is very important. 60% is done in the session, but for neuroplasticity to work, for this new way of being to become a part of your life, I give you that 15-minute audio to listen every single day for the rest of the month. So this is like profound. And heart healing. Heart healing came into play a little bit later in my life. So I normally offer, so I'll talk. First, I would want to have a connection call or breakthrough call with you because I need to understand what is holding you back. And then I kind of work with, let's start with heart healing, one heart healing session. Let's do a RTT. And then there could be two RTT, one heart healing. There could be, there's a name of it really, but it will be tailor-made to where you are. My intention is you are the diamond and there are veils and veils on you, and that's why you can't feel the light. My goal, my purpose, what sets my soul on fire is literally helping the veils come off. And three statements I normally hear after in the reflection session is I feel light, I feel seen, I feel heard. And again, I am not prompting that. So this is how I visualize it. It's because your light is already there. I am not bringing it back. It's just covered with all this social conditioning, trauma. I need to fit in. I need to be light. I need to do this to be worthy, blah, 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 blah. So as we take these layers off, you just become more you. And people are like, how did that happen? Now tell me, if you had all those layers on and you keep working hard, you keep working hard, you keep working hard, great, it would give you results. But would they be aligned to your vision? Would they be aligned to who you are? Would they fulfill you? So, healing, simplistically speaking, I would say is trauma causes a disconnection with yourself. Healing is all about coming back to yourself and being whole again. That is what healing means to me. And in a power access coaching, I trained with Jay Shetty, and I would really thank my clients for it because I used to do a package of 3 sessions. Once we are done, most clients were like, oh, I would love to work with you again. Do you coach? And I'm like, no. So this happened a few times. And then I'm like, okay. So that's how I went into the coaching scene. And now there are different. So I offer 3 month, 6 month, and a year long different packages, how people want to work. And so the 3 month would be a combination of RTT and heart healing. 6 months is about the same with added in a power access coaching. So yeah, that's what I offer. And in if somebody's feeling like I just have no clue what to do, I would just say two things again. The self-love exercise we talked about, the simple writing about, okay, I have got 30 days, that's it, and my life is ending. What is important for me? What is undone? If I'm on my deathbed, what would I feel? Oh my God, I lost the time. I could have done this. I should have done that. What things would matter for you and what things won't matter for you? Keep that in perspective. And this is literally when I talk to you, it's sticking in front of me because it's very easy to get lost in life. So it brings you back in perspective. What's important? What are you here for? You're not here to please anyone. Nobody else is here to please you, and you're not here to please anyone. There is a bigger goal, a bigger purpose. So I would say if you're ready to own the shine of your diamond, to let all these veils get off, then RTT, heart healing, inner power accesses for you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And for everyone who is listening or watching our podcast today, do yourself a favor and click on those links and reach out to Dr. Ruchi, who, as you said, you could just have a discovery call, just have a chat, and you never know where that can take you. So thank you. And for someone who is listening right now, who, feels broken or powerless, what is one simple thing besides contacting you, which is definitely what is recommended, but what is just one simple thing that they can do today to reconnect with their inner power?
No matter how busy you are, I would say today, because you've this person listening, they're feeling, I'm completely stuck. Take 10 minutes out of your day for yourself, nobody else, not your family, not your commitment, not for your profession. 10 minutes out for yourself, okay? Now, when people start to, I was like, okay, sit with yourself for 5 minutes. For some people, it could be a nightmare. All the thoughts and everything goes out of whack. I would say do 3 deep breaths. So you deep breathe for 5, hold for the count of 5, and release for the count of 5. Do this for about 2, 3, 5 times. What happens is it gives you a little bit of clarity, okay? If you're still not feeling clear enough, a pen and paper, just scribble whatever comes to your mind. Just scribble 2 minutes, 5 minutes. And once you're done with these two things, deep breathing and maybe 5 minutes of just writing whatever comes, you've got some clarity. Now you sit with yourself and you just focus. It could be here or here, depending on the type of person we are. It could be one of these for you. And then just be with yourself. Just be, right? So if you were to visualize a light, a grace, or see yourself as the little one, just be with yourself. Feel what you feel, hear what you hear. It could be just sitting with your coffee for 5 minutes. Don't check your phone. Don't plan for your week ahead. Don't think about what happened in the last week. Be in that moment completely for those 10 minutes for yourself. Be present with yourself because you're worth it. Because you're worth it. I would just say it, it sounded like 3 things, but to be honest, like deep breaths will take 1 minute of your time. Writing down the trash that is going on, the emotional garbage that we carry, getting it out on paper will take 5 minutes. And just 5 minutes being with yourself. If you do that and this order is important because I have struggled with it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be with myself. And then my brain is going 5 miles an hour. So that's how this works. So when this is happening to me, I'm like, okay, let me do a bit of deep breathing, take the trash out, and then you can be with yourself effectively for 5 minutes. So if you are like, Ruchi, you've said a whole lot of things, I'm still unsure where to start. Maybe just do this for a week. See where you are. Just one step at a time.
It makes so much sense, and yes, I agree. It's the breathing that is the starting point, because
Yes.
without that, our mind is just going to go keep on
Yeah.
racing.
Everywhere.
Sit with ourselves, we'll get frustrated and give up and say, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And then,
Because sitting those 5 minutes and thinking those repeated thoughts again and again is just going to take you down than do anything good for you. That's why that you're clearing up. It's like before you write anything more on the board, you're just clearing up the board and then you be with yourself.
and what's one of the biggest mistakes, some of the biggest mistakes that people, women make when they try and heal on their own? It's, I don't need to see anyone. I can do this myself. What are some of the biggest mistakes that they make?
First and foremost, I would say is not being able to hold space for yourself. Because yes, you can read all the self-help books, you can gain a lot out of it. But then what happens is a self-help book will not be able to hold space for you. Talking to another human being who is, I don't know, maybe one step ahead of you, or who has been through the journey, being with them, opening up. Human connection in this age of AI and screens, we have lost that human connection, the human touch. Talking to another human being about what's bothering you. Let's just start with there. We're like, I am this strong, independent woman. I'm going to put myself back together. I don't need anyone. What I'm saying is, yes, you're strong. Yes, you're independent. Amazing. I've been there, done that. Asking for help takes courage. Asking for help takes bravery. It actually shows you are brave and courageous rather than the other way around. Feeling your pain, letting yourself cry takes courage. Shutting it down, cutting off your emotions and your feelings is easy. So that's what I would say. Yes, go for all the self-help books, but don't let go of the power of human connection. When I tell about my childhood experience, I still feel, other than what happened, if right after I could have another human being sit with me and process with me what happened, it would not have had the impact and the power over the rest of my life. So that's the power of human connection.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you again. And I agree with you. I love it what you said, that the self-help books are out there to help,
Yes.
cannot hold space.
No.
No. Talk through a book all you like.
Yeah. Let them be an additional tool. Please do go. There's lots of things. I love podcasts. And that's the whole reason I'm here, because there have been podcasts, they were the light at the end of the tunnel when I was in darkness. And so, yeah, podcasts, books, that is all great. But then again, human connection, somebody who can understand where you are, what is holding you back, hold space for you, work with you, I would say that is really helpful and a beautiful gift that you can give yourself.
Before we wrap up, just a couple more questions, and I'd love to know for you, Dr. Ruchi, what does living unapologetic really mean for you on a soul level?
Living unapologetic means standing up for myself, what my values are, even if I feel disapproved of by people around me, because choosing authenticity over approval, if I were to put it in one statement, that is what I would say. Choosing authenticity over approval. So, not cutting down my edges, cutting who I am to be liked, to be loved, to be approved. Because when I let myself shine brighter, I have attracted the most beautiful human beings in my life. Like 4 years back, I did not even know about their existence. These are people I've met, as people I've collaborated with, people who have reached out to me out of nowhere. They just wanted to collaborate with me. They are clients. The book offer that came along, and literally I felt, oh, I'm not the only crazy one. So that's what I'm saying. So right now, when your light starts to light up, it's other lights who are aligned with your purpose, your goal, they start seeking you too. So you're not alone on this journey. Just let your light shine bright, and you would be amazed at the opportunities that come your way. I actually feel as if grace, divine grace, higher power, whatever you call it, it's waiting for you, just waiting for you to take the garb off. And it's like, let me help you. And when I look back, when I connect the dots, a whole lot of opportunities that happened, I could not have materialized it by just doing, aligning with yourself. So when I say intuition, people are like, I'm not a spiritual person. I'm like, maybe, but intuition is more about this is you, and maybe there is a you which can see the aeroplane vision of your life, the helicopter view of your life. It was like, oh, I think there's an opportunity there and this will work out for you. So think of it that way, just very logically. This is you, and there's a helicopter version of you who's giving you the bigger picture. Would you not go for it? And when you connect with yourself, when what we call meditation is just that, okay, what is the bigger picture telling me? Okay, because literally, if I was going logically like this, the last 4 years, the journey could have never unfolded. Impossible. Impossible. A whole lot of times I'm like, okay, this is the right step to do. Logically, it makes no sense to me. But you just you align with yourself, and then you take the next step. And honestly, even if you make a mistake, please don't worry. My mistakes have taught me more than any success that came my way. So please do not worry about failing, about making a mistake. It is there to be a stepping stone. When you look back at your life, you wouldn't be the person you are today if you hadn't faced your failures, if you hadn't faced the obstacles, the challenges that came your way. That they are beautiful. They make you who you are.
Thank you. And that's so very true.
Yeah.
Obstacles, challenges that make us who we are today. And
Yeah.
I'm forever grateful for those challenges, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be who I am now. I wouldn't be here talking to you. Thank you.
True.
An honour to talk to you again. And Dr. Ruchi, if you could whisper just one truth into the heart of every woman who has ever felt unworthy, what would that be? One truth.
You are enough. You were enough. And you will always be enough. That is the truth and gist of it. And nothing around can change that. Just you're enough. Just the way you are. Just the way you are. No frills, nothing. You're enough.
Thank you. Very powerful. So again, for everyone who is watching, do reach out to Dr. Ruchi and believe that you are enough. Is there any other question that I could have asked you? And how would have you answered?
I am just honored with the way you hold space, because I've been in a lot of podcasts and met amazing people, but it's very easy to just wait for the other person to finish the answer so that you can throw the question. I just love that after you put a question, how you hold space. So that is beautiful. I feel really honored. And can I think of anything else? I would just like to mention that I have created a guided inner child healing meditation. It's my heart and soul in it. It's because inner child healing has been profound in my way back to myself. So I would love to share with it. Sophia will be sharing the link with you anyways. So on the Linktree link, all the social media handles and everything is in there. So it says inner child healing meditation. If you just click on it, as you click, you can get it in your delivered. You put your name, your email, it will be delivered to your inbox. And it's about 15 minutes long. It's just my heartfelt gift for you. It would, every time I do it live, it's almost like little Ruchi feels a little bit more healed, a little bit more loved, a little bit more perked up. So yeah, that's my heartfelt gift to you.
Thank you. And I'll certainly be giving that. And I'd be
Um,
to help little Ruchi be on that
yeah.
feeling a little bit more love. So you never know. And again, for everyone who's watching or listening
Thank you.
on those the notes below, the links below, and take advantage of that inner child meditation, because it certainly would be very powerful. We all have a beautiful child inside of us that's just sitting there waiting to be healed.
Who believes in the beauty of your dreams without a shadow of doubt.
Thank you. Thank you. Please do come back, especially when your book is out. I would love
Yes,
to have
I
a
would love to.
conversation. And thank you ever so much for joining us today.
Just one more thing to mention. I would like to mention about my workshop.
Yes.
It's Breaking Free, a Journey of Healing and Freedom. I am organizing an in-person workshop for the very first time. This is going to be in Eastbourne, UK, 28th of May, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I understand people listening come from different parts of the world, but if friends, anybody who lives in the UK, in London, Eastbourne, I would love to share the links as well. I promise you these 2 hours will be a beautiful, amazing journey to your inner child. We can love, we can connect, we can bond, and it would be really amazing. I would love to invite you for that. And it's a growth domain for me as well. All the magic happens beyond your comfort zone. So this is going to be beyond my comfort zone.
It does. And I must say that I'm a little bit disappointed that I don't live in London. But for anyone who does, take advantage of this opportunity. But if you don't live in London like me, just reach out to Dr. Ruchi, because the wonders of technology is we can be
Yes.
together even though we're on the other side of the world.
Totally.
Thank you ever so much. And I look forward to chatting with you again sometime very soon.
Thank you. It was an honor to be here. Thank you.
What a heartfelt conversation with Dr. Ruchi, who shared her healing journey and experience of overcoming childhood trauma and how it affected her adult life. Dr. Ruchi gave so many tips, from talking kindly to ourselves and becoming our own loving parent. So if you also feel a disconnect in your life, please do yourself a favour. Click on the links below and reach out to Dr. Ruchi for her inner child healing meditation and everything else that is available. For more empowering conversations, tools, and strategies, do follow Sacred You on all social media or visit our website at www.sacredyou.love. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button or give us a like so that you never miss another episode. It's time to face trauma in the eye and be a star in your own life. Thank you so much for tuning into our podcast. Stay grounded, stay inspired, stay connected, and until next time, keep walking your pathway to well-being.